To start, I did want to say I am so happy that Eugenia was able to start a path to recovery. I had found her channel about 4 years ago, and even then I watched her videos and was extremely concerned, and that's just me not even knowing her. And because the thing is, I actually really liked her content. I liked her. I liked, what she had to say. And my concern for her and how it also triggered my own insecurities about my weight and skinniness, I couldn't watch her videos. And that's not her fault or anything, so I don't want anyone to think I'm blaming her for anything. I'm just saying, for me, I was just coming out of that self-hate by that time. And I'm just gonna call it an eating disorder. I in high school would starve myself. I mean, I didn't really think that I was doing it. It wasn't like it was like a conscious decision or anything. I just didn't eat. And I hated my body. I hated myself. I would hang up photos of girls that were probably about 50 pounds lighter than I am. And it really obsessed my weight, because I would measure my arms and my waist and my thighs. I would constantly take photos of myself. I took photos as a coping mechanism. And I mean, I went from 170 pounds in the beginning of high school down to 140 pounds at the end of high school. And I definitely didn't get there by healthy means. I had never exercised. I wasn't athletic. I just wouldn't eat breakfast in the morning. I would eat those shitty lunch meals at school, and then I would go straight to work, because I worked as a waitress, and I'd have a pizza. I'd eat when people gave me food, but because of my mental space, my head space back then, because I was very depressed, I wouldn't eat. It wasn't until mid-college where because I actually started exercising in college, really started to actually gain weight back, muscle mass, because I was working out, so I was feeling a little better about myself and everything, and I actually would have to eat more. I ate like shit in college, honestly, but at least I was exercising, so I was burning calories and I was getting hungry, just hungry all the time. It's weird because when I was little, I remember that my grandparents, and I love my grandparents, and again, I'm not blaming anyone for the way I thought, because I'm an adult right now and I can decide how those things affect me. But as a kid, my nickname was Skinny Minnie. Being skinny was such a custom thing, and to have it called out constantly as a kid, I feel that did affect me in a way, because I'd binge a lot when I was a kid. I just eat and eat and eat, the joke of you have a hollow leg, where are you putting all that food, that kind of stuff, and that's just normal. That's just how it is. I had that nickname, and then, once I was about 99 pounds, about 103 in 6th grade when I went to middle school. By 7th grade, I of course hit puberty by then, and it would just happen so fast, and no one talks to you really about what can happen to your body through puberty, which is a whole other aspect of this. I hit puberty, and I'm I went from being this skinny girl to being a woman overnight, and I went to 160, 170 pounds, and I looked in the mirror and I just didn't even recognize myself. Obviously, I'm no expert. This is just my story. I've never, had to go into recovery for it. It's just something I slowly started to realize what I was doing to myself as I got older and started to actually consider my mental health, my physical health, my diet, how that all plays into how I saw myself. I mean, honestly, I didn't think that I was attractive. That's the thing. It doesn't matter if people tell you you're beautiful. It doesn't matter if men like you or women, if that's your preference. It doesn't matter, because it comes from inside of you. It was a really long journey, and I strive every day to love myself for who I am, how I look, and I know that there's things that I have to work on. But the point of this, I think, really is just saying that everybody struggles. After seeing Shane Dawson's video on her, it was just like got me thinking about like this conversation and how important it is, especially with like diet culture, you know, and you know how, you know, women are supposed to look a certain way. And I think it is getting better, honestly. I think it is. I think that a lot of people are fighting back against, you know, women have to be X, Y, and Z to be considered attractive, because that's just not true. Attractiveness isn't what other people think about you. Attractiveness is what you think about yourself. And I think that's the biggest part and the most important part to take away from this entire video. If you're struggling with loving yourself, if you're struggling with your weight, if you're struggling with an eating disorder or dieting or whatever it is, you can overcome it no matter what. But the first step is, one, you have to know that this is your journey and no one else's, and no one gets to tell that story, and that you need to start a journey of self-love, because that's where your attractiveness comes from. Loving yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what you want to do in this world, and finding fulfillment in that. I know this is kind of a random video, and I didn't mean to just kind of put this out. I know I just put out a video, but I really wanted to talk about this, and I know it's a little messy, but it's just really important, and I'll probably make some more videos about this later on. But please, if anyone is struggling, I did put some references down in the description below, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Be sync out.